When you do these things, I promise you, when you do these things, you are going to be so excited to just step into your kitchen and get cooking. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I am so happy to be back in front of the camera. I am extremely excited that it is now cozy season. I've been working on a project for the last 4 months. It's something that I had been working on for the better part of 2.5 years, just getting it across the finish line. So I'm so excited that it is in time for me to jump back in front of the camera for cozy season. I have so many recipes to share, so many favorite things to share, and I just cannot wait to share them with you. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to prepare your kitchen for cozy season. In the summer, I don't know about you, but in my family, my husband and I would get into this funk where we are ordering a lot of takeout, we are doing a lot of delivery, we're eating out a lot, and in cozy season, I don't want to eat anybody else's food unless it's at Thanksgiving or a potluck or a dinner that we're invited to. But I don't like doing a lot of restaurants during cozy season. I prefer to cook. And the other thing is that when you are cooking, when you're baking and you're making things homemade from scratch, you know exactly what you are giving to your family. You know exactly the ingredients are going. You can control it all. That is one of the other reasons why I just really enjoy cooking, baking from scratch. Not to mention the amount of money that it saves you. So today I just want to share tips with you on how to set your kitchen up for the cozy season. Let's just start with the one you already know. You have to bring in your flour, your sugar, your brown sugar, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, anything that you think you might need for baking during cozy season and for cooking during cozy season. All of those spices, you want to bring those things, make sure you have them at the ready in your kitchen. If you have all of those during cozy season ready to go in your kitchen, you're going to be more inclined to jump in there and make something from scratch. There's nothing worse than being ready to bake some chocolate chip cookies or, sugar cookies or something, and then not knowing that you have these 3 things. Your baking soda has expired. You don't have baking powder, or it has expired. Or your yeast, instant yeast, has expired, or you don't have any. Those are the things you want to make sure you bring back into your kitchen refreshed. I would say put the baking soda that you have, it's only $1. Put that baking soda into your refrigerator and let it be a deodorizer for your refrigerator, the old box. Fresh it with a new one. Same for the yeast. If you have instant packs of yeast and they've been in there for only God knows how long, get rid of them. Don't set yourself up for failure by not refreshing that yeast now. So I want you to meet Krusty. Krusty is my 4-year-old sourdough starter. I don't know, just before the pandemic. I don't know what it was, but I had such an urge to bake and to learn how to do things from scratch, just the old way of doing things. I started looking into all of that, and then the pandemic hit and I had this sourdough starter and flour. So when it was time, when the pandemic first hit, you couldn't find a lot of things. There were a lot of things you couldn't find. Yeast was one of them because people started to bake more in their homes. But I had a sourdough starter, so I was good. I was able to bake all the bread, all of the bagels, all of the things. And I want you to meet Krusty. If you don't have a sourdough starter, I think just maintaining one makes your kitchen a little bit cozier during cozy season. I'm going to show you how to refresh. If you have a sourdough starter, then maybe you started during the pandemic early on, or maybe you started it a year ago and you've kind of neglected it. I'm going to show you how to bring that sourdough starter back to life. I let my sourdough starter go unfed in my refrigerator, neglected for probably 7 or 8 months, and I was able to bring it back to life. And then just recently I left Krusty sitting in the refrigerator for the better part of 6 weeks, and I was able to bring him out, and I'm going to show y'all. That'll be another video. If you haven't, start yourself a sourdough starter. It will honestly be like having a cozy piece of warmth in your kitchen. If you're liking this video, if it is bringing you value, giving you any ideas, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not. It really supports my channel and I am so grateful when you do. I'm telling you, you just have to do it. So the other thing that's really important for you to do is to bring in your cozy favorites. During cozy season, I love chai. It is my favorite thing to drink. But you want to bring in, you know, hot chocolate. Trader Joe's has the best hot chocolate. They have a salted caramel hot chocolate that I have given out in many of my favorite things parties. You just want to bring all of those things into your kitchen. The things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy. Bring some of those things in and have them at the ready for you for cozy season. I'm gonna segue right into my favorite thing to do during cozy season, and that is to have a hot chocolate / coffee bar that is gonna take you from cozy season into Christmas season. And just listen, if you haven't done yourself a coffee bar, hot chocolate bar, hot tea bar, please plan to do it this year for the first time. If you haven't done it, it can be the smallest little corner of your kitchen. It can be on a little tray just outside of your kitchen. I've seen so many people do this over the years. I have been creating coffee bars in my kitchen or in my dining room before we moved for so many years because it's just something that brings me joy. Life is too short. You hear me? Life is short. Enjoy it. You have to make time to do the little things that will allow you to appreciate the little moments that can bring you joy. And something as simple as a coffee bar, a hot chocolate bar. Just don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. One of the other things that you really want to do and have at the ready during cozy season is that will encourage you to do more scratch cooking, more scratch baking, is having your aluminum foil handy. You want to have parchment paper. Parchment paper is something that I didn't start buying until within the last maybe 5 to 7 years. It's something that I just didn't know much about. But once I started buying it, I always have it in my kitchen now. You can line practically any pan with it that's going to go into the oven, and it makes cleanup easy. It doesn't work quite like foil because with foil sometimes you lose things with foil. With parchment paper, there is literally zero sticking. You don't lose anything. Your food is still gonna brown beautifully with parchment paper. But for the things that you know you're gonna need in your kitchen to bake more, cook more from scratch, girl, bring it in. This is one of my favorite things, and it is to find a temporary home that is easily accessible for your crock pot and your mixer. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to ask my husband to go over, and I don't want to have to wait until my husband is around or available to go and get my crock pot from wherever my crock pot is, or my mixer. Can you go and pick, because mixers, y'all, are heavy. So I don't want to have to wait and depend on anybody else. When I'm ready to bake something, when I'm ready to make some cookies, oh my goodness, I made these chocolate chip cookies, Claire Sefrit's chocolate chip. I'll share the recipe and share the entire process in another video. When you have to think about just another task, getting out that heavy mixer and putting it on the counter in a way that it's going to be easy for you to use it, take those things out of the equation and give them a temporary home on your counters. I typically like to have my counters super clear, uncluttered as possible. When you want to make food for your family every day, when you want to do scratch cooking, when you want to do more homemade baking of whatever it is, just having those things easily accessible on your counters or easily accessible wherever that is for you is going to encourage you to cook and bake more. Clean out your refrigerator and your freezer. So I know most of the time we are cleaning out our refrigerator pretty regularly. I'll speak for me. I used to clean it out maybe once every week or every 2 weeks, but now that I have very limited mobility, I don't clean it out as often as I would like to. But when it is time for cozy season, you have to get in there and clean out that refrigerator. You have to go through and clear out the freezer. There are gonna be things in there that you're like, if you're like me, you haven't cleaned it out. There are gonna be already things in there that you can cook right now. You want to take inventory of what is in your freezer, what is in your refrigerator, and just plan meals around those things. The last one is to bring in cookie, pie, and cake supplies. And so for me, that's gonna be chocolate chips, it's gonna be dark chocolate, it's gonna be sugar, it's gonna be making sure I have vanilla, things like canned pumpkin, sweet potatoes, apples. I love to bake with apples. You can make some of the easiest desserts with apples, and you can make some of the most complex depending on what mood you are in. You just want to bring in the things that you know you're going to need. You know, start keeping a couple eggs out on the counter. Have those things just kind of ready so that if you come across a recipe that you want to try for your family, it is extremely easy for you to do it. Coming up, I'm going to be sharing with you some hacks that I have come up with that are really super helpful in helping to cook from scratch every single day. Even when you've worked a hard 9 to 5 like me, you still want to cook for your family. I'm going to show you how to do that by doing the simplest 15-minute prep on a Sunday. So there you have it, my beautiful friends. These are all of the tips that I have to share with you on how to make your kitchen as cozy and inviting as possible. When you do these things, I promise you, when you do these things, you are going to be so excited to just step into your kitchen and get cooking. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be praying for you, and I'll see you in the next one.